Hey, we are back. Oof.
But we froze up like
Yeah, we got facial sculpture and stuff. Yeah, stuff like
I
that.
froze up handsome though. I froze up like this.
Then you had
You
such a
froze
great
up like this.
profile. I was like, look at him.
You froze up like this, Tim.
Be quiet. Why you gotta be all mean? That was just nasty.
I was cool. I was like,
Chilling.
you.
Okay, well, we'll keep that one for the memoirs, won't we? That was crazy. Hey, anyhow, man, we pretty much got.
Basically, we was talking about how they found he was in the closet. We charged on his friend, the wife. I'm saying someone had to snitch on him because it was $80,000 reward.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of money.
I told him myself.
But it could have been one of the family. Excuse me. Didn't they mention? Did they mention in this segment that they were trying to get a hold of cousins and stuff to get him down to Texas? I mean, down to Mexico rather. And they're like,
man, you know what? I was talking trash. I said that dude in Mexico. Listen, bro. If I'm gonna kill all them people like that, and I'm not from here. I'm going back to where I'm from. That's what I would do. I'm not gonna kill a lot of people like that. I fight a lot of people if I had to, but killing is not my job.
no.
Protect myself and my family.
And they got
Not to just that's my job, and it ain't killing people. Hopefully, I don't have to do that. But that's just plain stupid. He had to just be drunk as hell, and the thing about that, shooting is a shooting, but we know that was a neighborhood issue. It wasn't a mass shooting like I'm gonna go shoot a bunch of people I don't know just because I'm crazy. He actually just tell him what was going on.
He was out there in his yard shooting an AR-15. So the one neighbor walks over and says, "Hey man, listen, my 5-year-old over here is tripping."
Mm-hmm.
Listening to you, bap, 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 could you maybe ease back just a tad bit?
The gun range, bro.
Or go to a gun range someplace, not just in the backyard and around all the neighbors, because you never know. You could have one of these kids running out in the yard, and all of a sudden you get distracted and some accidents happen. And that's why we call them accidents, because we know you wouldn't intend to hurt any of us.
But he said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to kill everybody, idiot.
So apparently the cops came, and then he heard the cops were coming, and that's when he decided to off.
Okay, that was smart.
Yeah. Freaking genius.
I don't know, people, man, you don't know. I'm like, you put guns in somebody's hand, you don't know what they're going to do. I'm like, these are grown individuals. These are adults over the age of 25, and they're making these idiotic, childish mistakes by playing with these guns. I'm like, come on, man. When is it going to stop?
I don't know. When they come up with some type of reform, and we're going to have to see what that is. I mean, you got to look at, our individual right to carry and bear arms, but to, regulate, how far does that really go?
It's never going to change because guns are what built this country. I'm like, guns is what people depend on to defend this country.
It's sad that we have to talk about this occasionally. I mean, about every show or every other show about, somebody got shot or what are they going to do?
I know, if it ain't Trump administration or Trump or guns, I'm like, we don't have a show.
There you are. Thank you guys for just being so damn stupid. Straighten up and you can get us off the air. That'd be that damn simple. All you have to do is stop being assholes and
you get rid of our ass and we're done.
Speaking of that,
handsome face anymore,
freezing. You was like this.
No,
yeah, you were. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna take a photograph of that. I'm just going back. I'm telling you what. You weren't that. You was all debonair shit. Hey, listen. This moves up to the favorite part of the show, right? But before we get to that, before we get to your favorite part of the show, which is the asshole, sometimes there's a hero that needs to be recognized.
Join me in a round of applause for this young man.
A middle school student from Michigan is being hailed a hero for helping to stop his school bus full of students after the driver suffered a medical emergency.
This was an extraordinary act of courage and maturity on his part.
Just before 3 p.m. Wednesday, the driver of Dylan Reeves's bus became lightheaded and lost consciousness while the bus was in motion.
It started to veer into what would have been oncoming traffic.
Surveillance video shows the moment Dylan recognizes something's wrong and jumps into action.
He jumped up from his seat, threw his backpack down, ran to the front of the bus, grabbed the steering wheel, and brought the bus to a stop in the middle of the road.
Because of Dylan's actions, no one on the packed bus was injured. Police and fire officials were on the scene quickly and treated the driver.
Yeah, that's good. Proud parents.
Yeah, I would be.
And
That kid is like, whoa, something is not cool here. And
that's the kind of kid I want.
It made me think about how many of us, stand around and do nothing. How many of us would rather, I wonder how many kids, not trying to be, again, bad, how many kids all of a sudden were putting it up on their, video. Yeah, look what's happening. I'm going to die. Instead of doing something.
I wanted, but they didn't put that up on the video. That's smart, because think about it. If it was a fight, if that man was beating the heck out of some other kid, everybody had their phone
They had
out.
their phone out.
I wonder how many kids are going to post that. I want to see that.
That always kind of perturbs me too, when you're sitting there and seeing somebody getting their ass whipped, or you see somebody that may have fallen on the tracks, right? We see the hero moves all the time. They fell on the train tracks. Everybody's out with their phone. Do frickin' something.
Yeah,
this kid at least, they can take a lesson off of this young man.
One in a million. His father looked proud.
Something.
Yeah, I'm just proud. I bet his father is the proudest man in the world right now. Every man wants a kid like that, boy or girl.
Oh, yeah, boy or girl. Yep, a child like that. It's going to jump into action when it comes to be, necessary. He probably saved an insurmountable amount of lives. Maybe not. We'll never know because he jumped into action.
He took a stand. He said, okay, I'm going to do something.
So good for you, young man. Anyhow, of course, we're going to have to get into the Asshole Award. And it kind of goes full circle, Larry. You're going to like this because not only does it involve Tucker, it involves Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Fox has gone left. They've gone woke. We're clearly calling them out for it. Tucker is a great voice for conservatives across the country. He doesn't have the platform anymore. Will you weigh in on Fox's decision to fire probably one of the more conservative voices, most important voices in America?
Absolutely. I think it was devastating to our First Amendment, Eric. I see it as a very serious problem. Our First Amendment is free speech, but it's also freedom of press. And when a gigantic media company like Fox News fires their number one, Tucker Carlson, not for him doing anything wrong, not because his ratings were bad, but they literally fired him because they caved to the woke mob.
Yeah, that's what I said. Nothing he did, according to Marjorie Taylor Greene, is bad.
Is she one of our past assholes of the week?
Yeah, she's the one that's in Congress. Right, yeah. Remember, she's part of that, what is that stupid little committee they got going on that, stalemated McCarthy getting Speaker of the House?
Yeah,
Freedom Caucus, the Freedom Caucus. Yeah,
someone had the white guy up there, the KKK white guy. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
She was on. She was at this show. Okay,
right. You've seen her before. She's just a moron.
Yes.
And how could you sit there and say that somebody like Tucker has never said anything wrong? It's not. He did nothing. It's caving in, and it's caving into the woke, community. And it's like, what is the woke? I get so tired of that. Everything's freaking woke. I guess if we recognize that there's a problem, that somebody's being mistreated or communities being mistreated, or our environment's being mistreated, all of a sudden we're woke.
Well, people know they just don't care. They only care until it directly affects them. That's the only time they care. I'm like, you can't be happy no more these days. It was funny when we froze up, and I liked the kid. Then we go back to this. Now I'm sad again.
Man. Yeah, I'm telling you. Anyhow, hang on a second here. Larry, Talk to me, man.
Hey, you can find me on IG or Facebook, LRE Fitness Solutions. We keep you moving. That's my shirt. 3 tips. Summertime is starting to hit. 3 things, 3 simple things you got to follow. Simple rules you got to follow. Rule number 1, stay hydrated. Okay. If you're going to exercise outside, especially past an hour, stay hydrated. And if you go past an hour and it's strenuous, some Gatorade, electrolytes, something that you can use to replenish all those salts and everything like that. Another thing you should do when you're working out outside, wear light clothing. Yellows and whites and maybe some light grays. That stuff is good for deflecting the sun and pushing heat away from you. Black clothing will draw it into you and it's actually going to pull you down and get you more dehydrated by wearing dark clothing. So wear light clothing. And another thing you should do is make sure, I say hydrated, wear light clothing, and just get your timing right. Just make sure you know the peak times to work out outside. You know, you don't want to work out in the hot sun from 12 o'clock until like 4 or 5. So before 12 and then possibly after 4 or 5 when the sun goes down, that's when you want to exercise. LRE Fitness Solutions, IG, Facebook, we keep you moving. Check me out. All over there.
All over that, LRE Fitness. And you can follow me, Tim McGiffin, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or, on the YouTube site. You can catch all the videos that Larry and I have been in, as well as the other show that I'm on with the Queen Sylvia Show and the Now You Know Show. So go to the Queen Sylvia Show in the YouTube search engine, and you'll get results of all of those shows. I guess the only thing I can say is, when we look at everything that Larry and I got to talk about tonight, is that I realize, and I think you realize, that something needs to be done about violence and about gun violence, and we need to have some type of, reform to get our youth, back in line. They don't have to be scared to go to school, and individuals shouldn't have to be scared to go to the doctors. Individuals shouldn't have to be scared to exercise, their freedom of speech. But, apparently all this violence, and I know we all want to see it end, but I think the unfortunate part of it is, people, America's addicted. That's all I can say, Larry.
Yeah, sad. Let's just end the show with a smile.
Anyhow, yeah, we'll end the show with a smile. Hey, and until next week, your 2 favorite bros will see you. Peace, man.